We're screen recording and we're good.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome. I am Cynthia Ruiz and I am a member of the Tsa-La-Gi Los Angeles Council. We are the satellite affiliate of Cherokee Nation. And we're so excited. We try to use technology going live on Facebook, but sometimes technology does not work out. So I am joined by our membership chair, Pam. So Pam, tell us a little bit about you.
Hello, my name is Pam Robbins and I am membership coordinator for Tsa-La-Gi Los Angeles. We welcome you to our gathering today. Today we have a guest and we're so excited to have him, Jesse Grayson. I would like to welcome him. Yay! Jesse.
How you doing?
Jesse is a Cherokee that lives in Oklahoma, Tahlequah, Oklahoma. He works at the Cherokee Children's Cultural Connection, also known as the 4 Cs. His organization provides children aged 4 to 18 an education and cultural foundation to build upon while in foster care and later in life. Jesse is sharing with us the history and rules of Cherokee Marbles, along with the demonstration on how it is played. So thank you, Jesse, and welcome to our gathering today.
Yes, thanks for having me. So to start off briefly with the history of the Cherokee Marbles, there's really not too much history of it just because no one knows where the origin of it has started. We do know we are the only tribe who plays a game like this. There's been oral records of this game being 1,200 years old and still continuing to this day. And we have modern marbles now, which the first organized tournament was back in 1960s. Now we use, we're modernized, so we use pool balls and snooker balls, and it's very rare if you meet someone who makes their own marbles anymore. When the ones who used to make their marbles, they would use limestone, and they would chip it down to where it was when it got down to a sphere is what we would call it, a sphere. And then they would get a piece of sandstone and a stick, and they would make the stick into a prong or to a three-way prong like this, and they would hold onto that ball. And they would put that stick on the sandstone, and they would rub it together as if someone's lighting a fire with stick and rock. But the sandstone would help round it out more and smooth it out to where it would make the marbles. The marbles didn't last too long just because out of limestone, all stone breaks. So the tournaments back then, there's still remnants of it here anyways, where people would make a marble and then they go play with it. It didn't bust, and then they'd be on the sideline making another marble. And so they used to have a pile of a lot of broken ones. Do you guys have any questions so far with that?
So Jesse, where are you at? Tell us where you're at today.
Okay, so today I am in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. This is the Cherokee Heritage Center. Give me just a second, and so you guys can see that. This is our marble field. This marble field is on the Cherokee Heritage Center site. We have 2 fields. The marble field is set up as almost like a capital L. And I'm about to show you guys what. And so there's these holes right here. They're PVC pipes. They're about 2 inches in diameter, and there's 5 of them. They're about 35 to 40 feet apart. And like I said, they'll make the first one, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 as a capital L. And so we actually have 2 fields going right now. And the rules of this game, pretty much, or the object of it, I'll say, is you want to start. You play as a team, and so you want to get your team through 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th consecutively, and then work your way back to the first hole. The first team to get all their players back to the first hole wins. And so, of course, you got to protect your teammates. If they're getting in, you got to hit the opponents away. And as the opponent, you got to be able to get them out of the circle or away from that hole so they don't make it. And it opens up for your partners to make it next.
And so Jesse,
Um,
how many players are there?
it can be quite a bit. Typically in a tournament, we do 2-on-2. We'll do 3-on-3 for like the main holiday tournaments. But when we casually come out here and play, we'll have like maybe 10 to 14 people out here, which puts like 5-on-5 or 7-on-7. Of course, the more players you have, the longer the game will last. A game such as this one right here, this is a 2-on-2 tournament. And so with the 2-on-2 tournament, games typically last 45 minutes to an hour. And then if you have like the 5-on-5 or 6-on-6, we play those games about 4.5 to almost 5-hour games. And so we're out here quite a bit.
Now, is this a game that women played as well? Or was it just
Yes.
men?
No, women play this as well. There's actually 2 women playing right now. There's one right there and then one behind him, if you can see him. And so predominantly, it is males that play, but there's still quite a bit of females that play as well.
And how long does it take to play the game?
A game on average, if it's like 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, about 1.5 hours to 2 hours for one game. Like I said, the more people that come out here and play, like I said, if we're playing casually, they start off the game, everyone throws down to the first, they start at second hole and they throw down to the first hole. And, if it's 10 people out here, then it'll be like the closest 5 will be on a team. And then those games can last anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours if it's 5-on-5. But you got people such as the elders that's out here. We have one that's been playing just about 50 years now. And then we have a younger generation that's out here that's played just for a few months. So it ranges between how a lot of experience between not a lot of experience.
And so tell us about how you got into it. How did you start playing the game?
My uncle, my dad's brother, introduced me to the game, and I was about 5 years old. And then I played for a little bit and then it wasn't until I was maybe 11 that I played, consistently since then. So about 18 years consistently that I've been playing. It's like I said, you have kids out here, you have elders out here. It's the ages range all over. It's not just because you're this old then you can play. If the little ones want to learn how to play, we definitely teach them out here too.
And so is this a sport that can be played all year?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Is this a sport that can be played all year long?
Yes, with the exception of inclement weather. If it's, of course, if we're playing outside and you can hear excitement. This guy just now made it into that hole. Like I said, the object is this is the hole that he needs to make. And as you can see, he got inside that circle.
Oh.
And so next turn, he can advance if an opponent doesn't knock him out.
So he doesn't have to make it into that smaller hole. It just, as long as he makes it into the circle, that's considered a success?
Yes, unless an opponent hits him out. And then he's got to try rolling it again. You do want to get into the cup. I wasn't recording that part, but she rolled in and her ball actually fell in the cup. And so since her ball fell into the cup, she's got another move. In order to get a second move in one turn, you have to either hit an opponent's ball or make the hole that you live at.
So if I understand this correctly, the overall objective of the game is to make sure that everyone on your team successfully goes through all 5 holes. Is that correct?
Yes, up to 5 and then all the way back down to 1.
Oh, so you have to go 5 and then go backwards? but everybody
Yes.
on the team has to successfully. So what the obstacles are is that somebody from the other team can hit your ball out of the circle. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. And so like if like I said, whenever he got into the circle, next turn he doesn't have to try to roll it in. He can actually hit it, or he can actually just pick it up and set it in the hole. And give me just seconds. I think he's about to hit this one, so I want you guys to see it. You see?
Are you in?
So even though he's already made it all the way back to 1, he's gonna come back and try to help his partner.
Oh, that's good. I made it 4, didn't I?
Yeah,
I did.
just a second. So, let's see here. So you see right here, just like this one, she got into the circle, but as an opponent, he's gonna try to hit her out.
Okay, let's see if you can do it.
I believe he can. I sure hope he can. And this is Jared Davis, by the way.
Keep making it.
And so, like I said, as an opponent, you want to try to keep your opponents out. You want to keep your opponents out of there, and then at the same time, you want to try to get your partners through their hole.
Just keep throwing in, Casey, because he's gonna burn his bullets. She ain't gonna get in right here.
And it's a lot of strategy that goes with this game.
Yeah.
It's about 90% of it's strategy.
And so basically what you're doing is you're rolling the ball with your hand. Is that correct?
Yes, and it's all underhand. No overhands allowed.
Hey, at least get in the pin so he can use his shot.
You see right there, she just now tried to roll back into that circle. But the opponent's right beside her, so if she gets in, she's going to get hit.
Okay, so explain what you were talking about earlier about how people are trying to help their teammates. So you can go back and how do you help them?
So when you very first start the game, you start from the second hole, and then you roll to the first hole. And after you make first hole, of course, after first you go up to second. After you make second, then you get what's called hits, and you get 2 hits on each opponent. And once you use up 2 hits on one ball, you can't hit that one until you make the next hole that you live at. So right now he hit. Oh, anyway, hit. And so every time you make a hole, you get what's called renewing hits. You don't, although you get 2 hits whenever you make it, the hits don't accumulate. So if you make 2 in a row and you don't get 4 hits, the max is 2.
And so how does the game start? I mean, okay, so you have 2 teams. How do you select the order in which people are going to play?
And so right now we have a team set up. And so as a team, hold on, let me put it like this. And so they would start from the second hole right here, and they would stand behind the hole, and they would throw it onto first hole down there.
Forward, not backwards.
And the closest ball, that team gets to move first. And then you move as a team and not individually.
So you have to wait for the whole team to go to that particular hole?
You don't have to wait for them. If you can how would you word that? Move forward as an individual. You can go through and make each hole consecutively and all the way back. But as a team, you try to get all your teammates to go through each one of them too. So although like this one right here, he lives at second, she lives at 3. And so you can live at separate ones, but you can always go back to another hole to help them get through. But once you use your hits up over there, you have to go back to the hole that you need to make before you can get more hits.
So is there a rule book or something where people can go to find the rules?
Yes, there's you can actually go on to Cherokee Nation or Cherokee.org and look up Cherokee Marbles rules.
I got rules at home. I'll email it to you. You can see them.
Okay. He said he's actually got a set of rules that he'll email to us, and that way you can review them also.
And so, Jesse, you've been playing. You said you've been playing since you're 5 years old. What do you like
But
about the game?
relaxing. A lot of the people out here are family members, and so it's just just hanging out with family and enjoying time. Because out here, while you're out here, nobody worries about bills. Nobody worries about this or that. You just come out here and play.
So for a lot of us, like in Los Angeles, we've never played. And so if we wanted to play, what would we need to get started?
You would need a field that you can put. Okay, so I'll say that 5 holes, but up north of us is a town called Jay, and they play 4 holes. But like I said, each hole is 35 to 40 feet apart. And it don't have to be exactly feet. If you step off 30 steps or 35 steps, then that's close enough. As long as they're all even within how much space is in between them. And just a field big enough to play, and then also just some pool balls.
And so how many cue balls do you need? And does every single person, so if you have 5 players on each team, then you need 10? Everybody gets their own ball? Is that how it works?
Yes. Everyone has to have their own ball to throw. So it's no one shares a marble while they're playing. Of course, like there's people who leave their marbles at home, or they show up from somewhere and they don't have a ball with them. There's people who have extras, so that way the person showing up can play.
So all you need is the cue balls, the field laid out, and
Yep.
that's pretty, and the rules, right?
Yep, and then the rules. So whenever you throw, like we were talking about the hits earlier, where you're going to hit someone, you got to play where your ball lays, and you can't step past your marble line. There's an imaginary line behind your marble that you have to stand behind, and you can't cross it when you're throwing. There's people who, example. So if they were about to put it like this, so say, where's the camera? Here it is. So there's a line right here, right? That's where my marble line would be at. When I'm throwing, I don't want my foot going past it. I want it to stay behind it.
And what happens if your foot goes past it?
You lose a turn and a hit. And so it's very detrimental to have those hits and then all the your turns. We had a team actually earlier that was playing. They were in the lead. They looked like they were about to win, and one lost a turn, and the other team ended up winning because of it. That one missed turn messed them up.
So for people that are thinking about starting to play Cherokee Marbles, what words of encouragement or wisdom can you give us?
Don't expect to pick it up, immediately. There's I've been playing, consecutively since I was 11, so 18 years I've been playing, and there was something that came up a while ago that I needed an elder's advice on. That he's been playing, about 45 years he's been playing, and so even at 18 years, there's still stuff that I'm learning on it. Different. There's, like I said, you'll have a set of rules, and that's a good guide to start by. But you'll run into scenarios where you're like, "Oh man, what happened? What happens when this happens?" You know what I mean? And just like every location, like there's about 4 solid locations here in Northeast Oklahoma that have fields that they play on quite a bit. And we have what's called community games, and so we'll actually go to their field and play against them. Every area and every group, they have their own set of rules. But majority of the time it's pretty universal. There may be like slight stuff that'll throw you off a little bit. Like just a few miles up from us is a town called Vian, and they don't play with pool balls. They play with they're called steel balls, but they're those railroad bearings, and so they'll play with those.
That sounds different because I think it would. Aren't those heavier? Wouldn't
Yes.
Wouldn't it be a whole different game?
Yeah. It definitely. I haven't played those yet, but I've heard they're pretty heavy to throw. This is my dad, Webster Grayson. Hey.
Hi. All right, so is your dad also a Cherokee marble player as well?
Yeah, he's got his marble in hand.
Okay, let's hear from him.
Okay. This is Webster Grayson. Hello.
Hi. So tell us about your marble playing.
In PG language. It's a family video, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't tell you the truth. That's fun. He got me started playing. It's like learning to play pool. When you first learn to play pool, it's addictive.
So
Okay.
let's see you in action. Give us some action here.
Hey, roll the fourth one. Hold on. Yeah. And so they finished this game right here. Like I said, we just like any other tournament. We have a bracket, and people mingling around waiting for the next game to start. Like I said, oh, they're waiting on me? Yeah. Okay, we'll play pretty soon in just a second. But yeah, it's all, like I said, it's a family setting. I mean, everybody comes out here and just enjoys himself.
Okay, so when you're throwing, when he's first throwing it, how far is he away from the hole or the circle?
So like right now,
Right.
like if he was to throw from right now, he's probably about 10 feet.
Okay, but that's not where you start, right?
No, you would start from second hole down there. You would start at second and throw to first. And then once you make first, then you can advance to second and so on. And once you make second, that's when the hits come into play. And then you'd advance to third and then fourth and then fifth. And then after you make fifth, you go down to fourth, third, 2, and 1.
So has your team won any championships or anything?
We never have the same teams over and over. We actually draw names. And so just whoever you draw, that's the luck of it.
And that's all ages, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I think last tournament he actually drew someone who was 7. Jared Davis is the one I'm talking about. He's 39, and he drew a partner who was 7.
Okay.
And so if their name's in the hat, they're going to get drawn and put on teams.
So it sounds like a fun family activity that everybody could participate in because it's not very strenuous. It's more strategic.
A lot of strategy, yes.
So when are you going to come out to California and teach us how to play and show us how it's done?
Once COVID lets up a little bit, I'll be more than happy to come over.
Well, Jesse, anything else you want to tell us about Cherokee Marbles?
Yeah, a lot of people, like I said, it's a way for people who, like, especially people who get off work, long week at work, whatever at home. A lot of people come here just to relax. I mean, it's not something that people are going to get stressed out while they're here. You know what I mean? And like today, I mean, I told them what we were doing, having the meeting and talking about marbles, and everyone was real open to coming out and helping and demonstrating and doing a tournament for it. So I mean, just have fun. Don't get, just like anything else, don't get irritated with it, because you're not gonna learn it within the first couple of days. It takes a lot of years, a lot of practice. I mean, it takes a while to get actually really good at it. There's people who's been here a few years already, and it's still kind of hit and miss. You know what I mean?
Well, Jesse, we want to say thank you so much for your time. This has been very, very interesting, and we can't wait till all this is over. You can come out and show us how it's done in person, and at that point, we'll invite everybody in Los Angeles out to have some fun too. So,
okay. Awesome. Well, I'll be more than happy to come show you guys.
How does the points, the scoring of the points?
There's no points involved in this. It's who can get their teammates all the way to fifth hole and back to first hole. No, there's no points kept in this.
okay, so well, as we close out, can we see you guys in action one last time?
Yeah. I'll get him rolling in real quick. So like I said, the object of the game is you're going to try to get inside of that circle. Yeah, go ahead. Like I said, sometimes you miss. Yeah.
We'll give them a do-over.
There you go. And then, here you go, record that.
Okay.
Yeah, just point it to him. And then, some people, you can roll it without any spins. And then people who put a spin on it. And it's not, like I said, it depends on what's comfortable for you. Some people will throw the ball straight, and some people like to put the spin on their ball. And the spin just adds, like I said, when it hits, the spin makes the ball goes further. So it's a lot of how you want to throw, how you want to move your ball around, where do you want to place your ball so you don't get hit. Like I said, it's a lot of strategy that's involved in this. That's probably a good 85-90% of the game, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of strategy because we Cherokees are smart, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I make dumb moves on here. Think, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Like I said, it's all trial and error and learning.
Again, Jesse, on behalf of the whole council, we just want to say thank you very much. This has been very interesting. We really appreciate your time. Can't wait to meet you in person. Wado.
All right, thank you.
Hello, Jesse.
You guys take care.
Bye.
Bye.